Hey everyone, it's your girl Celia. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. You guys already know Christmas season. You know the reason to the season, I'm gonna say. And that is Jesus Christ. Because Christmas is dedicated to him. The real reason that we celebrate Christmas. Even though he might have not even been born on Christmas Day, but it is supposedly, you know, supposed to be the birth of his, of him coming into this world. So I just wanted to go on ahead and jump on here and say what's going on to everybody. You guys already see I'm in my, well, I have to be in my room, but Pluto TV got, the fireplace setting. I couldn't do it in my living room where the screen was bigger on my other TV because the kids are over there. So I'm going to let them be. But no, I just wanted to jump on here. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. All right. And I actually wanted to do a video yesterday, but I was like not in the mood. I wanted to relax. So I was like, let me go on ahead and save my vlog for today. So yeah, I just wanted to go on ahead and my previous video I had talked about dreams and goals and stuff like that, and I wanted to basically share a couple of things with you guys, so just everybody come around the fire. I'm not getting burnt. I'm really liking this. I thought this was so cool. I had to think of the idea because I was just like, let's come by the fire, let's get warm. Let's have conversation. But anyways, on another note, we'll talk about dreams, goals. This is around the time where everybody starts, everybody's being around family right now. Of course, I'm around my family and, we're all, resting up and relaxing and stuff like that, But, yeah, this is around the time to just start reflecting. Christmas season is to start reflecting on what we have accomplished for the year. That's why I really do love Christmas. I mean, before it used to be about decorations and the lighting and Christmas trees and presents, and I was all into that at one point in time. And it was that I really like Christmas because of that. And as I went along in my life and I finally found out what the real reason is to understand the Christmas season, yes, it's to be around family, giving and helping others. But if you look at it in reality, it's something that you need to be doing all the time, helping others, making sure your family is straight, and all that good stuff, right? And I wanted to just reflect back. It's usually towards the end of the year when I start putting on my goals, and I got notes dating back from maybe 2020, setting goals in my notes on my phone and stuff like that. And I don't look at that stuff until like the next year, towards the end, to see how far along I have came. And I noticed that every year my list of goals on things that I want to accomplish for the year grows bigger and bigger. My goals for next year, 2025, that's why I said in my last video, I'm so excited because it's like a lot of things come to me easier now. All right. So I just wanted to share like what I accomplished this year in 2024 and what I didn't. Basically, I'm telling you guys, it's a lot more, that I have for next year. And hopefully, God willing, everything next year would get accomplished, everything that's on my list, and I have faith and I will continue to strive for it, work hard to make sure everything is fulfilled by God's grace. And, He's able to bless me on my journey as far as to fulfilling, you know, those things, right? So this year I had actually wanted to invest in three businesses. One is, you guys already know, with the t-shirt business. I'm still like in the process of doing all that, but I'm working something out with all of that as far as yeah, I'm working something out with all of that. So I'm kind of like, I wanted to bring in the new ideas towards the end around this time, but I think I'm just getting led into a different direction with that on how I'm going to be doing it. So yeah, I'm still working on that. So yeah, but we do still got those t-shirts that are on our Etsy shop. Um, the next one was leveling up spiritually, which I have, and God has worked with me on it, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing, and I thank him for that, because it's like I have unlocked gifts, and I thank God for that. And you know, I'm still trying to understand, you know, a couple of things, but I do see myself growing a whole lot more than I was last year and the year before that. And it's like I got to bring everything all together. Um, you know, I've seen clarity in a whole lot of things. It's like it becomes clearer and clearer to me every year, okay? Every day, every time, okay? So I still need to grow spiritually. I think we all do. That's something that we all work on, right? Um, Leveling up in my business, which I have done a lot of things this year, as far as like with the cleaning business, and coming up with new ideas for other businesses. Like I said, with the business part, it's more of like I'm working on a different direction for everything that I want to do, but everything is done step by step, so then like that everything could work out perfectly, you know. And God has like shown me new directions to go into in order for it to um you know, work out the way it needs to. So everything is step by step. Even though it hasn't completely came about on it coming together, it's coming together little by little, and I'd rather that than have nothing at all to have work done, you know what I'm saying? So it's better to have something to show for it than nothing at all, right? So I have been working on a lot of other things. Like I said, you know, 2025 I am coming out with something new, and you know, I can't wait till that comes out. All right, so with that, it's going to be probably a little bit of everything of what I actually want to start this year on that avenue. Okay, and then with my family, of course, you know, my family, we have gone out to a lot more places than we did years before, and I'm actually pretty happy about that. Being out the house, enjoying life all together as a family unit, you know, and we really didn't have anything stop us. Like, we work all the time, but we found ways to be outside the house and enjoy life and enjoy, you know, being together, you know, growing, you know, as a unit. I was gonna say unity, but growing as a unit. And yeah, you know, because my kids are getting older, I want my kids to be able to have memories. They're at the age right now where they are gonna remember things that we have done for them, you know, that God was able to allow us to do, you know, regardless of what's going on in this world. And you know, him having us you know, leading us, really not tell us, but leading us to, you know, times when to go, you know, where to go, what to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, I put everything in God's hands, because I do not want to do anything out of his will. You know, I want to be able to make sure that my kids are safe, I'm saved, my husband's saved, like we're all saved as we go out as a family, especially individually, of course, but as a family as well. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to the kids, I don't play. And my husband sure as heck don't play neither. So, but yeah, we've been leveling up. I've been leveling up as far as like, you know, family wise too, and making sure that my kids are good. You know, at homeschool, you know, we've done like our full year, and it has been amazing. And I thank God for that, because coming in brand new, not even knowing what to do, you know, this new school year has been great. And you know, little by little, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's easy because it's not. It is difficult. But dealing with my kids, they don't have patience. And it's a little bit hard. And I understand where these teachers, you know, how they feel. But, you know, being a teacher to my kids is great. And, you know, I'm applying all types of things. You know, we do science experiments, we do, you know, projects, book reports. Um, you know, we do a lot of studying on certain things, certain subjects, you know, and it's pretty cool. It's dope. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, taking this break, you know, there's things I want to add now. You know, I love starting off Bible teaching, which is their first. We have been last school year, we were doing the Old Testament. We've gone through the whole Old Testament. Now we're in the New Testament, learning about Jesus and, you know, all the teachings now. Um, it's been amazing learning about that and breaking it down to them in order for them to understand. Not only that, but my husband participates in it as well, and teaching them too. And, you know, I think now they're, you know, getting the clarity and the understanding that they need as far as like on their level. And it's a little bit difficult to break down stuff for them, but we get it. Because if my husband sees that I'm having a little bit of a hard time to explain it to them, he breaks it down in his own way. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So as far as family wise, like we have been moving like in the right direction in God's eyes and teaching our kids everything, you know. They're learning all the subjects that they need, and I feel like it's a big improvement. And like I said, it's amazing. And it's not as hard as I thought, like when I first started, because of course when you first start and everything, it's going to be difficult. But then when you start getting into it and you start getting the groove of everything, you know, it lays out perfectly. You know what I'm saying? So, and then as you go along, you can add your, you know, your little bit here and there and stuff. So that's exactly what I have been doing. So that's checked off my list, you know, leveling up spiritually, leveling up business wise, and leveling up family wise, you know. So I'm proud about that. Um, Another thing I have on my list is hiring workers. Now, you know, I wanted to hire workers, but it ain't time for that yet. Because if it's everything that I'm able to handle on my own, I'm able to handle it on my own. Why waste money to hire workers when I could do it myself? You know what I'm saying? It's not to the extreme where it's like, man, I'm totally burnt out and I need people. No, I have my family that is supporting me and helping me. We do it as a family unit. That's why it is a family business. And any business that we have is a family business because I have my support. And then I'm teaching my kids, you know, on how to do things like the cleaning ain't really nothing. That's something that me and my husband, we teach the kids like, yeah, you got to come back to do this, you know, and, you know, teach them how to do it the right way. But as far as like with everything else, it's like, yeah, I'm teaching my kids, excuse me. And, you know, when it comes to this new stuff that I'm going to be doing as well, I'm going to be teaching my husband because I know he would want to be involved in some kind of way. So, hiring workers, that's out the picture for the time being. That's something that didn't get accomplished because there was no need for it. Treating myself, I have treated myself a few times this year, and yeah, I need to do a little bit more often because I deserve it. Who doesn't deserve to treat themselves to something or some things? You know what I'm saying? You know, but me, on the cheap side, and me, I'm the type that likes to wait and make sure that everybody else is good, making sure that they got what they need and stuff like that. And then I come to myself and be like, okay, that was my turn. But I got to do it a little bit more often because I do deserve it. I work hard. But I'm pretty much content, you know. God knows that I could wait, but I know when it comes to me, it's gonna be something big, like this, you know, this break that we're on and stuff. You know, I'm making sure I'm getting everything prepared for this new business. I'm making sure I'm getting stuff done. You know, as far as like with my office, I was like, yay, you know, now I can finally get my new office chair. I'm excited about little things like that, and you know, other stuff too. So I mean, it's like, why not? You know, it's the end of the year. Why not treat myself to this and that? You know, I deserve it. Yes, of course. Another one is increasing my faith. My faith has increased over this year, as time has passed, it has increased, increased, increased. Even though God has showing me so many miracles in my life, even if there were small miracles, small blessings, it has increased my faith tremendously. Even over the years, it's like, wow, you know. But my faith, I feel like, is super strong, and I believe like everything is going to be okay, even if we run into a situation, because I know my God in heaven, with Jesus' blood over it, is going to work out in some kind of way. You know, when you get into a situation, God is always going to find a way out for you. You know what I'm saying? I have learned not to have anything distract me off of my track, that he has me on my journey. You know, I've had situations during this year where it was, you know, it didn't sit right with my spirit. And what I'll do is I'll pray. Like when I receive any type of bad news, I gotta go into my prayer mode and release all my anxieties, all my worries. And it says it in the Bible to, um, what's that? Cast all your cares onto the Lord, for he cares for you, right? So all of that, I release it to God first before I could bring anything to my husband, or bring anything, you know, to my kids, or, you know, anything like that. Before I start talking it out to anybody, I bring it out to the Lord, because I want to get that off my chest. I want to grieve when I do at that moment, because it says in the Bible too, in Ecclesiastic, where there's a time for everything, right? You know, when I'm in prayer, I let it out, and I give it to God. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I do it now. You know, and then after I do that, I feel a sense of peace after, you know. And yes, there's still sadness, there's still something there, but I continue praying. When it comes to mine, I continue praying, and I keep on persevering in that. So then, like that, I know that God's going to take care of it. Like I always say, God hears our prayers, and you do it with intent, knowing that he can work all things out. He can work all things out. So I just tell you today, like, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you experience, you know, whatever bad news comes your way, give it all to God first and pray. Pray, because God hears it. And you continue praying until when you see that it has came to pass, okay? When you hear the good news after you've prayed, it comes to pass when it is all said and done. You went through the fire and came out stronger. You know what I'm saying? So God is good, and he will show up and show out. I've gone through so many situations where God has done that for me, and it's a blessing to even experience God's hand on your life. And I mean, when your eyes are open, you know, you'll know. If you're not awake to how God is working in your life, I hope and pray that you do open your eyes for that, because he's amazing. He's amazing, and God has worked very, very, I don't even know how to say it, but he has done so many great things this past year alone. And it's like, and he has blew my mind in so many situations, you know, not even having to worry. But I know God is going to come through, and he's going to show up. And that's how strong my faith was, trusting in him. I had a hard time trusting, because it's like a what if. And it's like, as the years go, it kind of fades away, where my faith, you know, the what ifs are fading away, and my faith is coming up bigger, stronger, you know. So keep your faith, trust in God, and you're going to see everything in your life on how he works. Trust me when I say that. And I'm talking out of experience, so I'm saying trust me when I say that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people could testify to that, you know, how God works in their lives. You know, there's so many people that talk about it, and it's amazing. It makes you smile every time you do talk about it. You know, testimonies to share with other people is amazing. So, and then the last thing I have is teaching my children to become hungry for Jesus, for God, to be hungry for them. You know, so that actually you know, I got my oldest who's starting to get a little bit of clarification and things and starting to understand a little bit more. I mean, he is a work in progress. Um, as far as like my other two, you know, they're catching on to it. You know, they have their times of when they read the Bible on their own, you know, not just school, but they do it on their own. And it's just, you know, to see my kids do that, to pray. I have them pray in the morning. We let them know before you go to bed, pray. When you wake up, pray. And that's all on their own. You know, we tell them what they need to do. We're guiding them, we're helping them. But they're taking the initiative to do it on their own as well. So, and we're teaching them. So, with us teaching them and we continue to teach them, you know, God sees the work that me and my husband do on instilling these things in their life. So when they grow older, they know way better than how me and him grew up. You know what I'm saying? So we teach them by example on how we live our life, where they see us every day, you know, going the way God wants us to go. They witness blessings that have came through for us. They witness miracles that have came through for us. And you know, they're just in full amazement when it happens, and they laugh. They laugh. But it's like, what? That's just how they are. So, you know, we're trying to just teach them and help them, you know, especially like with you know, my oldest is like, you know, he's gonna be 14. He's gonna be 14. And it's hard to even believe right now that boy's taller than me. But, you know, he's gonna be the first one to, you know, leave out the house first, and he's getting into that, you know, having to get a job first and the car and you know all that other stuff. And so we're trying to teach him now before, you know, he starts doing his own thing, to you know make the right decisions and to know right from wrong, and you know what to do when you know something happens, like you know if you get through a situation or you get stuck in a situation, what you should do. You know, keep you know the Bible not in hand all the time, but memorize. He's at the stage where he's memorizing scripture, so then like that he could fight off in the spiritual world, spiritual world. No, I mean, honestly, this past year my kids have witnessed a demon possessed person, um you know, and they were just like, it's just like the movies. And it's like, yeah, you know, these are regular people. Regular people get possessed. But you know, for them to see, for them to witness, because I've witnessed and I've seen stuff like that a lot of times before, and it's kind of scary. But then it's like, you already know you should be praying in your mind, praying for that person, because they don't know that they are, you know. So it's like we teach our kids, you know, as it comes along, you know, we teach them, we let them know, we, you know, share stories, we this, we that, you know, just so they would be able to understand, you know, for future reference. If you ever come across, we're teaching them, you know. And we ain't gonna stop. We ain't gonna stop even to when they get adults. We ain't gonna stop. And it says in the Bible to teach them young, and we're teaching them young. This is something that we're teaching them because it wasn't done with us, you know what I'm saying. And if I would have known the things I know now, I wish, you know, my parents would have been able to do that. My parents were consistent in what they were doing, you know what I'm saying, from the very start, from when we were little, you know. I didn't get to know the Lord directly and how serious it was until when I was 18. Okay. So yeah. And then even with that, I was like off and on with it, but I didn't know how serious it was. Like, I'm pretty sure my 20s would have been a whole lot better if I would have known, like understood for real, for real. But it had to take me, for me to actually be, and it's funny because I remember praying this when I first found the Lord, like for real, for real. I was on a retreat for my 18th birthday, a women's retreat for my 18th birthday that weekend. And I remember being in the hotel room and I was like, Lord, I wish I could feel and be in this position all the time. And it's kind of hard when you come out and sometimes being forced to go here because you live with your parents. So it's like you're being forced to come over here. You got to go over to such and such house, or you got to come over here. And it was never really like my way, the way I wanted to. But I always wanted, in order for me to stay planted and rooted in the word and doing that, I was always around distraction. And when I was around distraction, it was easy for me to fall. That's why I was always back and forth with it. Lukewarm. Well, we're teaching our kids to not be lukewarm, to follow God. And they've already seen miracles, blessings that has happened in front of their eyes. They've seen, you know, like I said, they've seen things spiritually. So I'm glad that my kids have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you know. And we don't take it lightly, you know. We're not forcing or pressing on them, but we're showing them, you know, to go the right way. All right. So yes, that was my 2024 of goals. And I feel like, you know, everything wasn't accomplished, but as long as I got something off of my list, I'm happy with that. Now I strive for more things and strive to have everything checked off for my 2025. So when you make goals, you turn your dreams into goals for the upcoming year. Make sure you do it wholeheartedly and really think what it is that you want to accomplish for the year. I know a lot of people, they think, well, I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to eat healthier and this and that. And that's resolutions don't last long. Think of things that are going to be realistic. Think of things that you've always wanted to do, but never had a chance to. Think of things that, I don't know. Think of something that's challenging. You know, you make good money, right? Let's just say you make really good money. Start investing into a business so you can make more. Leave something to your children if you don't have any children. You know, just invest in something that's gonna make you happy. And I'm not talking about materialistic stuff, but think smart. You know, a lot of people in this world don't think smart when they have money. You know, because I know, God forbid, if God takes me off this earth and calls me home, I am leaving something for my children, and they have something to carry on. That's why they're cleaning with me. That's why they're going to be doing the other stuff. I'm teaching them how to do all the other stuff. So then, like that, God forbid, if anything happens to me, they could take over. And then, you know, with all the technology that changes, I mean, they're pretty savvy. That's how you call it, tech savvy. So they'll get the rest of it, you know. All they need is that push. And once they have that push, they could take over and do the rest, you know. But I'm looking out for them even still, you know. With me doing this, you know, I know they're going to be straight, you know, even if it's something simple, is getting us to where we need to be. I thank God for it. I thank God for it, because I don't have to rely on man, on a job in the world, and being caught up in the matrix and being stuck in a dead-end job. You know, it may not happen to some of you, but some of you it is. And it's like, where do I go from here? Am I going to be doing this for the rest of my life? I used to think that all the time. Invest in your own business. Research it now while you're working, you know. And then, trust me, it's going to be doors of opportunities that will come to you when you make these goals, right? When you live out dreams that you've always wanted to live in, it'll happen. It'll happen. So just make some realistic goals for the new year. Write them down, put them in your phone, and see how far you get with them. Because it has to be realistic. It has to be something that, if you can see yourself doing it, like really doing it and loving it and knowing that it's going to take you places, you know what I'm saying? Do it. Do it. I encourage you, you know? And me, I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm just saying, invest in your own business, something that you really, really like doing, and then go and branch off on your own. Take all the experience that you have worked for in this world, whether it's customer service, whether it's a mechanic, whether it's being a chef in somebody else's kitchen. Open up your own restaurant and be a chef. Okay? Do that. Open up your own mechanic shop and be your own mechanic. You're your own boss. Okay? Open up whatever. The sky is the limit. One little thing could take you far, because God will always instill new ideas in you to go further than what you expected. And you never know where he's going to take you. It'll be unexpected. It's like, man, this really worked out. This. And then now you want to do more goals. Okay, my goal is to do this next year because I know this worked out. So if I add this to this, oh, I already know I'm going to be up here, up here, up here. And it's levels to everything. But you always got to start from the ground up. Think of it as a plant. You got to put the seed in the dirt, in the soil, right? You got to water it. When you water it, it's growing little by little. That's how a goal is. Your goal is the seed. When you plant that seed and you start working in that, you're going to see the progression in it. And then when it's fully grown into a whole flower, into a whole plant, you're going to be like, man, you're going to look back. And remember, keep your goals written and put them somewhere safe so you can always go back to it and be like, man, I remember this, I remember that. It's worked for me. I'm pretty sure it has worked for other people. And you know what I'm saying? It's good. It's good. I'm in a place right now where I thought I've never expected myself to be. I got rid of a poverty mindset where I didn't stay low, because God's plan was already knowing that I was going to be somewhere greater. And I feel good. My confidence is top notch. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody cannot break me down. Because if you're not at the level where I'm at, and you think you have the right to say whatever you want to say, and you ain't doing what I'm doing, you have no right to say anything at all. Like, stop it. Like, that's how my confidence is. Like, if you're not going through what I'm going through, in order for me that I'm doing the things that I'm doing, like, nobody can say anything at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're not doing what I'm doing, you can't say anything negative. Put it like that. You cannot say anything negative at all. You know, shoot for the stars. You know, the whole reason is to gain all the experience that you learn in the world, in these jobs, right? To be able to create your own thing, for you to be on your own, to be your own boss. So just make sure, like, make some realistic goals, because it can happen. Have faith. Give your life to Jesus, because he died for our sins thousands of years ago. He has done that. And him being brutalized the way he did to die for us, it is best for you to give your life to him, to see the many great things that, you know, he can do in your life. Okay? Have that, go on that journey, and you're going to see many changes happen in your life that you never expected would happen. Yeah, you might lose people along the way, you know, friends, family, you know, but when you get into complete isolation, that's what I actually wanted to do when I was 18. I'm actually doing that now, you know, complete isolation with just my immediate family has brought me closer to God, closer to Jesus, to understand, to learn, to, you know, see clearly everything. You will have that experience too. And then once you have that, it's like you don't want to go back. You know, you're not gonna be easily distracted by all these negativity, people, or negative environment and stuff like that. Like, you don't go back. Yeah, you know where you came from, but is it necessary for you to go back? No, you know where you came from. I know where I came from. And do I want to go back to that? No. Because the mindset, I already know the type of mindset I had at that time, even as growing up. I have my own family, and I want to bring them up differently. I want to teach them differently than how I was or how my husband was. Do things differently. Have a better mentality. My mentality is strong as heck. You know what I'm saying? It is strong and planted in the Lord. Talk about having Christ-like mind, business mindedness, you know, just I stay motivated all day, every day to create and do things differently and to create a new business or, you know, anything. And it's like I keep my mind planted. And the thing is, it is always confirmed in the Bible. I want to make sure I am following the Bible correctly, doing things the way God wants me to do it, following his ways, because I don't want to follow my ways. Okay. So make sure you create goals, not resolutions, but goals. Fulfill dreams that you've always wanted to have fulfilled and you think it's not reachable, and it is. Okay, you got to change your mind. And yeah, it's all how you think and do things and move, you know. So I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to keep jibber jabbering. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, and I hope this brought some clarity to you. And if it did, comment below and, you know, let me know if it did. I don't know if it makes sense. I know sometimes I just be all over the place, but if you know, you know, and hopefully you do. If you don't, I'm sorry. Hopefully you got something out of this video. But make your goals, guys, for 2025. I am so excited. I'm excited for you because there's going to be big things that are going to be happening in 2025, and I want everybody to share that experience, you know, on their own terms. You make your goals, and I pray and I pray and I pray, and I'm excited for you that they will come to pass in Jesus' name, because it will if you let it. Okay, write it down and go through your process. It ain't gonna be easy. Nothing is easy in this world. Even in the spiritual world, it is hard, but we gotta keep moving forward. Okay, and like I always say, today is the day that the Lord has made. Always rejoice and always be glad in it. Okay, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.